Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we're stepping into the golden world of American history through one tiny piece of copper that has captured hearts for over a century, the legendary Liberty Wheat penny. This is not just a 1-cent coin. This is a symbol of time, struggle, progress, and hidden fortune resting quietly in old drawers, forgotten jars, and dusty collections around the world. In this video, we'll uncover the fascinating story behind the Liberty Wheat penny, a coin that once passed to the hands of everyday Americans, yet today can command jaw-dropping prices when rare dates and mint marks appear. Some of these pennies have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the shocking truth? One of them could be sitting in your home right now, unnoticed. Picture this moment. You open an old wooden box, dust dancing in the sunlight, and there it is, a tiny brown coin from 1950, stamped with a proud D mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just another Lincoln Wheat penny. But in the secret world of rare coin collectors, this humble cent can be a sleeping giant, a silent fortune, a coin so elusive in perfect condition that the right one can rewrite your destiny overnight. This is not just money. It's a time-locked treasure from post-war America, a copper witness to history, and for a lucky few, a key to unimaginable wealth. The 1950 D Liberty Wheat penny carries an aura of mystery because it was struck in Denver during a period when coin production was steady, but preservation was rare. Millions were minted, yes, but almost all were used, worn, scratched, or lost. What remains today in flawless, untouched condition is astonishingly scarce. And scarcity is where magic begins. Collectors don't chase just any old penny. They chase perfection. A single pristine 1950 D Wheat penny with razor-sharp detail and untouched surfaces can command jaw-dropping prices when elite collectors battle to own it. Now imagine the thrill. A coin that cost 1 cent in 1950, now capable of selling for amounts that sound unreal. Auction rooms fall silent when such a piece appears. Bidding climbs, hearts race, paddles rise. Because in that moment, the coin is no longer copper. It is prestige, power, victory. Some rare high-grade examples have crossed price levels that make headlines, turning ordinary people into overnight winners. This is why the 1950 D Wheat penny whispers temptation to every collector and treasure hunter. But the true legend grows even deeper when we speak of error strikes, those tiny minting mistakes that create one-of-a-kind coins. A doubled image, a misaligned strike, a missing detail. These actions transform a simple penny into a masterpiece of rarity. If your 1950 D Wheat penny carries such a flaw, its value can explode beyond imagination. Collectors will pay extraordinary sums to own a mistake that can never be repeated. In that world, imperfections become priceless. The reason this coin feels so powerful is because it connects the past and present. In 1950, America was rebuilding, dreaming, expanding. This penny traveled through hands that bought bread, paid for letters, or rested in forgotten drawers. Today, that same coin may sit under magnification in a velvet case, guarded like a crown jewel. Time has elevated it from everyday change to historical artifact, and that transformation is what gives it emotional and financial weight. If you ever find a 1950 D Wheat penny, the most important rule is simple: never rush to sell. The biggest mistake people make is handing rare coins to casual buyers who offer small cash without understanding real market demand. True value is discovered only through professional grading and serious collectors. One careless sale could mean losing a fortune that should have changed your life. Patience is the difference between pocket money and destiny money. What makes this story even more thrilling is that rare treasures still hide in ordinary places. Old jars, inherited collections, forgotten drawers. Fortunes sleep quietly in the shadows of everyday life. That's why the legend of the 1950 D Wheat penny keeps growing. It represents hope, the idea that extraordinary wealth can come from something small, overlooked, and humble. Collectors describe the feeling of finding a rare wheat penny as electric. Your hands shake. Your breath stops. Because in that instant, you're not just holding copper. You're holding possibility. A coin that can open doors, clear debts, start businesses, change family futures. That emotional power is what makes rare coins more than collectibles. They become symbols of luck, timing, and destiny. So if one day you uncover a 1950 D Liberty wheat penny, don't dismiss it. Study it, respect it, protect it, because the right piece in the right condition can command astonishing prices in the elite collector world. It may not simply add to your wallet. It may rewrite your story. A single cent that could stand between your ordinary life and extraordinary fortune. And that is why the 1950 D Liberty wheat penny lives in legend. A tiny coin with a giant heartbeat, waiting for the moment it finds the right hands, and changes everything overnight. Imagine holding a tiny copper coin that looks ordinary at first glance, yet whispers stories of wartime America, booming industry, and the heartbeat of a nation rebuilding itself. The 1946 Liberty wheat penny from the Denver Mint, marked with a proud D, stands as one of those coins that collectors dream about. Born the first year after World War II ended, this penny carries the energy of a fresh era. Factories roaring back to life, soldiers returning home, and a country stepping boldly into a new age. That single cent, struck in Denver's minting presses, is more than money. It is a time capsule sealed in metal. Now imagine this. Among millions of 1946 D wheat pennies produced, a handful emerge with mysterious minting quirks. Faint doubling in letters, misaligned strikes, or extraordinary sharpness that sets them apart like royalty among commoners. These rare survivors have become legends in the coin world. Collectors chase them, auction houses showcase them, and whispers spread of unbelievable sale prices. The idea that a simple penny could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even climb into unimaginable figures fuels the fantasy that somewhere, in an old box or dusty jar, a hidden fortune sleeps. The Liberty wheat penny itself carries a timeless design, Abraham Lincoln's dignified portrait on one side, two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent on the other. That classic look makes it instantly recognizable. But the 1946 D has a special place in collectors' hearts. It marks the revival of normal minting after wartime metal restrictions ended. Each coin is a tiny monument to peace returning. And when such historical weight meets rarity, value begins to rise like a phoenix. Stories circulate in collector circles of rare 1946 D pennies discovered unexpectedly, tucked in inherited collections, found in forgotten drawers, even spotted in everyday pocket change. When authenticated, graded, and preserved in pristine condition, these coins can command astonishing prices. The difference between a worn penny and a flawless one is the difference between spare change and life-changing treasure. That is why experts say, never rush to sell an old coin before knowing what it truly is. The thrill lies in the details. The mint mark beneath Lincoln's date, the crispness of the wheat lines, the glow of original copper color, the microscopic marks that reveal a rare die variety. These tiny traits can transform a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. It is not just metal. It is precision, history, survival, and luck all pressed into a circle smaller than a thumbnail. For those who believe in fortune hiding in plain sight, the 1946 D wheat penny represents hope. Hope that a simple object passed through countless hands might end up in yours, carrying silent wealth. That is why seasoned collectors advise patience, proper examination, and professional grading. Knowledge is the key that unlocks the treasure chest. There's also emotional power in this coin. It connects generations. Grandparents who lived through the post-war era, parents who saved coins in jars, children who rediscover them years later. The moment someone realizes that an old penny might be rare is electrifying. It is a spark that ignites curiosity, ambition, and sometimes a lifelong passion for numismatics. So if you ever come across a 1946 Liberty wheat penny bearing the Denver D, treat it with respect. Do not clean it, do not polish it, and certainly do not sell it blindly. A careless move can erase thousands in potential value. Instead, see it as a sleeping giant. Small in size, mighty in story, powerful in possibility. In today's market, where collectors pay breathtaking sums for exceptional coins, the right 1946 D penny in extraordinary condition can stand among elite collectibles. It may not make everyone a billionaire overnight, but it carries a thrilling promise that history can reward those who recognize it. That single cent might hold the weight of a fortune, and the magic of discovery is what keeps the dream alive. So the next time you hear the clink of old coins, listen closely. Somewhere in that sound might be the echo of 1946 Denver mint presses, striking hope into copper, a humble wheat penny, a post-war relic, a potential treasure, waiting patiently for the one person wise enough to see its true worth. In the hidden corners of old coin collections and forgotten drawers, there whispers a legend that makes treasure hunters' hearts race. The 1953 Liberty Wheat penny from the Denver Mint, marked with a tiny D beneath the date. To the untrained eye, it looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin, the same warm copper tone, the same wheat ears framing the words 1 cent. But to those who believe in rare fortune and historical mystery, this coin feels like a sleeping giant of destiny, waiting for the right hand to wake it and turn an ordinary life into a story of overnight transformation. The Liberty Wheat Penny series carries the soul of early American pride, minted when the world was rebuilding after war and the United States was stepping into a new age of power. The 1953 issue was struck in huge numbers, yet within that ocean of common coins, collectors dream of the one that escaped perfection, the one with a strange flaw, a secret mark, or a minting miracle that turns a simple cent into an object of obsession. This is how legends are born in the coin world. Not by magic, but by rarity, condition, and stories that grow larger with every telling. Some dreamers speak of a special 1953 D wheat penny that shines with an unusual tone, as if touched by silver light, though in truth these pennies were copper heart. Still, the myth persists and myths have power. People imagine a single coin hidden in a box, passed down through generations, never cleaned, never scratched, preserved like a time capsule from the Eisenhower era. In the fantasy of fortune seekers, that coin becomes priceless, a ticket to instant wealth, a metallic miracle resting in a palm. The real magic of rare coins is not that every coin is worth millions, but that a few exceptional pieces truly have sold for astonishing prices when condition, rarity, and demand collide. A perfectly preserved wheat penny, especially with unique minting errors or extraordinary grading, can command attention at auctions and ignite bidding wars among collectors who chase history as much as metal. That hunger, that chase, is what fuels the dream that a small coin can rewrite a life story overnight. Picture the moment. An ordinary person opens an old tin box inherited from a grandparent, sees rows of dull pennies, and almost throws them aside, until one date catches the eye in 1953. With that small D, a magnifying glass reveals crisp detail, untouched edges, a surface glowing with age. Suddenly, the heartbeat quickens. Could this be special? Could this be the coin that changes everything? That feeling alone is worth more than gold to a treasure hunter's soul. Collectors' markets thrive on stories, and stories create value as much as metal and minting. When a coin carries mystery, scarcity, and immaculate condition, it becomes more than currency. It becomes art, history, and ambition fused together. People travel across continents to attend auctions, raising paddles and voices, pushing numbers higher and higher, driven by the desire to own a fragment of American past sealed in copper. Yet, wisdom walks beside excitement. Not every 1953 D wheat penny is a fortune, and most are worth only modest collector value. But the rare survivors, the flawless examples, the unusual errors, the perfectly preserved time travelers, can indeed bring surprising sums. This is why experts warn never to rush to sell an old coin without understanding its condition and authenticity. Sometimes patience is the true treasure. The dream of overnight riches keeps the story alive. Whether in Pakistan, America, or anywhere curiosity lives, people search old collections hoping for that spark of destiny. The Liberty Wheat penny becomes a symbol, not just of money, but of hope. A reminder that history hides in small places, and fortune sometimes wears a humble disguise. So if a 1953 D wheat penny ever rests in your hand, treat it not as spare change, but as a possibility. Examine it, protect it, learn its story, and let experts guide its worth. Because even if it is not $1 million miracle, it is still a whisper from another era, a tiny ambassador of time. And in the end, that is the true power of this coin's legend. A simple cent that teaches patience, curiosity, and respect for history, and keeps alive the thrilling thought that somewhere, In someone's pocket or drawer, a small copper disc might be waiting to astonish the world. The 1955 D-Wheat penny is not a silver coin, and it is not worth millions in normal reality. The truly legendary coin is the 1955 double-die wheat penny. From Philadelphia, no mint mark. That is the famous error coin. The 1955 D version from Denver is rare and high grade, but it is not the famous double die. However, I will still write your 10-paragraph gripping script in the storytelling, fortune-changing style you want, while keeping the facts correct in the background. I will not mention Google or websites. I will write in original words, paragraphs only, no bullet points. Here is your script. In the world of forgotten pocket change in dusty old drawers, there lives a small copper legend that whispers of destiny. The 1955 Liberty Wheat penny from the Denver Mint. At first glance, it looks like any other 1-cent coin, worn by time and passed through countless hands. But collectors know that some of these tiny survivors carry a spark of rarity, a quiet heartbeat of history that can ignite into astonishing value when preserved in extraordinary condition. It is the kind of coin that makes people search old jars late at night, hoping fate has hidden one in plain sight. This penny was born in 1955, in an America racing toward the future, when wheat ears still framed Lincoln's portrait, and everyday change told stories of a growing nation. The D mint mark beneath the date marks its birthplace, Denver, where millions were struck, yet only a precious few emerged flawless enough to become treasures decades later. Time has a way of separating the ordinary from extraordinary, and high-grade survivors of this issue are now chased by collectors who understand their scarcity. Many dreamers on the internet speak of miracle coins worth millions, but real fortune is built on truth, not fantasy. The genuine magic of the 1955 wheat penny lies not in myths, but in condition, rarity, and demand. A well-preserved 1955 D penny with sharp details, original shine, and untouched surfaces can command serious money in the collector world. Not millions overnight, but enough to turn a forgotten cent into a prize worth protecting. Then there's the legendary cousin, the 1955 double-die penny, the true king of wheat pennies. That famous error, with its bold double lettering, is a coin that changed lives, the one that made headlines and rewrote collecting history. Though it carries no mint mark, its story adds the aura surrounding the entire 1955 wheat penny family, fueling excitement and curiosity around every coin dated that year. What makes people's hearts race is the idea that treasure might already be in their possession. A tiny coin, resting in a box of old keepsakes, could be worth far more than its face value if it holds the right details. That is why careful examination, proper grading, and patient handling matter. Rubbing or cleaning the coin can destroy its value instantly, a silent tragedy that happens more often than people realize. Collectors pay not only for metal, but for history frozen in copper. Every nick, every shine, every strike tells a story. A top-grade 1955 D-Wheat penny certified by experts becomes more than money. It becomes a relic of American minting artistry, preserved against the erosion of time. Such coins appear rarely, and when they do, competition is fierce. The true power of this penny is not false promises of instant billions, but the real possibility of discovery, learning, and smart collecting. It teaches patience, attention, and respect for small things that hide great stories. That is a genuine treasure, knowledge that turns ordinary objects into meaningful artifacts. If you ever believe you found one, the wisest step is to protect it. Hold it by the edges, keep it dry, and have it examined by professionals. The wrong move can erase value forever, while the right care can elevate a simple cent into a collector's gem. In the end, the 1955 Liberty Wheat penny is a symbol of hope. Not because it guarantees overnight fortune, but because it reminds us that history, rarity, and care can transform something tiny into something remarkable. Not magic, but real numismatic wonder. So if a small brown penny with a 1955 date and a tiny D beneath it ever appears in your hand, pause before dismissing it. Respect it. Protect it. Learn its truth. Because while it may not make you a billionaire overnight, it might just make you the keeper of a genuine piece of American treasure. If you want, I can also write this as a YouTube video narration with dramatic intro and outro music cues.